let's talk about what really makes a restaurant successful. It's not just what's on the plate. In fact, a lot of the magic happens way before a customer even walks in the door. Today, drawing on some amazing insights from hospitality expert Maurice, we're going to dive deep into the art of team management. We're talking about how to turn your staff into a winning machine. You know, Maurice really hits the nail on the head with this. Just think about your restaurant as a full-blown orchestra. You've got the kitchen, the front of house, management. Each one is a different section. And if just one person plays out of tune, well, the whole symphony falls apart. The goal here is harmony. A seamless, beautiful performance where your staff, your concept, and your service all sing together. So that's the big question for you, isn't it? If you're the conductor of this whole operation, what's your strategy? How do you make sure every single person hits their note perfectly, every single night? That's exactly what we're going to get into. Okay, so here's our game plan. We're going to tackle this in 4 parts. First up, why your people are the absolute pillar of your success. Then we'll get into the nitty-gritty of hiring and leadership. After that, we'll design a customer experience that keeps people coming back. And finally, we'll tie it all together, why happy staff means happy customers and a much healthier business. All right, let's start with the foundation, the absolute cornerstone, your team. Maurice is really clear on this. In today's crazy industry, investing in your people isn't just a nice idea. It's a matter of survival. Look, you've probably heard this a million times, but it's a fundamental truth for a reason. You can serve the most incredible dish, but if the service is bad, the whole experience is ruined. But exceptional service? That creates a memory. It builds a real emotional connection that turns a first-timer into a loyal regular. And that, right there, is the name of the game. So how do you actually build that kind of service? Well, the best restaurants in the world give us a pretty clear roadmap. They invest, and I mean really invest, in top-tier training, treating hospitality like the craft it is. They make it a career, not just a job. I mean, look at a place like Le Jules Verne in Paris. They literally turn their chefs into brand ambassadors. That doesn't just keep your best people, it attracts new superstars. And here's the proof. Chef Anne-Sophie Pic, with a staggering 11 Michelin stars, has completely changed the game for culinary jobs in France. By elevating the profession, she attracts people who aren't just looking for a paycheck. No, they're looking for a calling. They show up passionate, qualified, and totally committed from day one. And that brings us perfectly to our second point. You have to find the right people to begin with. You can have the best training program on the planet, but it all starts with hiring smart. Your hiring has to be laser-focused on your specific concept. Are you a high-end sushi spot like Yam'Tcha in Paris? You need a specialist, someone with deep, authentic training. But what if you're a bustling brasserie like Le Bouillon Chartier? Then you need a cook who can multitask like a champion and thrives in that high-pressure environment. It's never one size fits all. Now, at the very heart of this strategy is your chef. For any serious restaurant concept, an experienced chef is simply non-negotiable. They're not just cooking food. They are a strategic partner who defines the soul, the entire culinary identity of your business. And listen up, because this is a huge, actionable tip from Maurice that so many owners miss. Bring your chef in before the kitchen is even built. They know the flow. They know exactly where a piece of equipment will boost efficiency or create a total nightmare. It's a simple step, but it's an investment that pays for itself over and over again. And the numbers prove it. At the Château de la Chèvre d'Or, this exact collaboration, bringing the chef into the design process, led to a 15% drop in energy costs. The takeaway here is huge. This isn't about feelings. It's about making smart, profitable decisions for your business. Okay, let's switch gears to your front of house team. Technical skill is important, sure, but Maurice is emphatic about this. A genuine smile and a great attitude are worth their weight in gold. You can teach someone how to carry 3 plates. You absolutely cannot teach them how to genuinely care. You have to hire for that. Of course, training is still key. And here are some absolutely brilliant ways the best are doing it. The Michelin-starred Lambrosi has staff taste the menu so they can talk about it with real passion. The Big Mama Group runs stress simulations so their teams are ready for that Saturday night rush. And the legendary Café de Flore uses a 2-week mentorship so new folks learn that signature personal welcome. Okay, so you've got the right people, now you need the right playbook. This is our third section, and it's all about creating a consistently amazing customer experience by having clear, well-thought-out systems in place. Now, I know the word standardization can sound a little cold, a bit corporate, right? But I want you to think about it as empowerment. When the rules are crystal clear, it actually reduces stress for your staff. They know exactly what to do, which frees them up to give every single guest reliable, high-quality service every single time. And implementing this is a really clear 3-step process. First, create a solid staff manual. Second, have strict protocols for things like dress code and hygiene. Famous places like Fouquet's do daily checks. And third, bring it all into the modern age. The Bocuse Group, for example, uses a digital manual with videos in 10 languages. How efficient is that? But look, just following the rules, that's the baseline. The real magic, the thing that will truly set you apart, is training your staff to go one step further, to anticipate what a customer needs before they even ask. This is how you turn a happy customer into a raving fan. And we've actually got the data on this. The iconic restaurant L'Arpège trained its waiters to do more than just take an order. They trained them to proactively suggest the perfect wine for each dish. And the result? You can see it right here. A 30% jump in customer loyalty. 30%. That is the power of proactive service. And this all leads us to our final, and maybe the most important section of all. Let's connect all these dots and talk about the real return on your investment when you build an amazing team. Let's just be blunt for a second. High staff turnover is an absolute killer for any restaurant. It torpedoes your consistency, it's a massive drain on your resources, and at the end of the day, it crushes your bottom line. It's that simple. A revolving door of unhappy staff cannot deliver a great experience. But look what happens when you focus on loyalty. Le Dauphin in Paris cut their staff turnover by an incredible 40%. How'd they do it? They started giving quarterly bonuses that were directly tied to positive customer feedback. It creates this amazing virtuous cycle. Great service leads to happy customers, which leads to rewarded, happy staff who actually want to stick around. And there are so many ways you can do this. You can offer great fringe benefits, like the lunch vouchers at No Glue. You can actually involve your team in big decisions, like they do at Le Comptoir de Relais with their monthly feedback meetings. The key is to show your team they are heard, they are valued, and they're rewarded for their incredible work. And that really brings us to the core thesis of this whole thing. Yes, the food is critical. Of course it is. But a restaurant is, at its heart, a human experience. By investing in your people, empowering them, and creating a positive culture, you're not just making service better. You're building a better, more memorable, and way more profitable business. So the strategies are clear and the results are proven. The only real question left is the one right there on your screen.